Going right. Your left. Come. Again.
Good afternoon. Uh, we have sent you the link in your WhatsApp group. Please enter in that. Please enter in that link. Click on that link, and first of all, write your name, your class, your section, and your roll number in the comment section in YouTube Live. Do not write any other things. Just write your name, your roll call, and your section. Good afternoon. Good. Some are writing. Very good. Please do not write any other thing. Just write your name, section, and roll number. So this is how we'll be taking your attendance, so that we will know who is watching, who is there to study. Should I go ahead? Okay. As you can see in the board, today we'll be studying about British policies and their impact. Okay. I've already done this in the video in the school YouTube, but we'll go into a deeper explanation so that you can understand this part. So first, we know that the British came to India to do nothing but to get all the profit that India has, whatever resources they have, be it oil, be it seeds, be it anything raw materials, okay? So we'll be studying how did they get all those materials? How did they exploit India? How did they exploit materials? What did they do? They came to India to collect all those things. So in that process, they came as a company, okay? And the company was given by the queen, okay? It was given by the queen to go to India and take all those things, okay? So what happened here, if you open your book to page 71, okay? Please open your book to page 71. First thing you'll see is economic policy. So what did they do to get the favor of the Indian kings, okay? They made a policy. Policy means some rules for the company, okay? With Indian kings, with Indian princes, so that they will have an understanding. So what did they do? First, we have system of land revenue collection, okay? So we have first land revenue collection, okay? So under this rule, what happened is they first set up, number one, as we all know, Rayot Wari system. Okay? So first, they set up this system. If you look at your book, it says in the year 1820. Okay? So in the year 1820, the British company, they set up this rule. And what was this policy all about? What was this system? It was told that since, okay, the land, okay, that the zamindars they owe, the British made the settlement with the actual cultivators or rayats, okay? So for you to understand, if this plot of land, okay, was owned by a zamindar, a landlord, okay, who owns it. What happened? Whoever works in this land, okay, whoever works, whatever he plants here, whatever is happening here, okay, what will happen? It will be owned by the one who cultivates it. It may be a farmer, okay, it can be a gardener. So what happened? It was owned by this guy, Rayot. Okay. The next, what happens? So under this system, the cultivator, the one who works in this field, he's the owner. Okay, and so directly this owner has to give all the taxes to the British government. Okay, I'll write in short form, British government. Okay, so whatever profit that he made from this land, okay, the British, they will collect directly from him. Okay, so he becomes the land owner. So this was the first system in, this was the system that is prevalent in Rayot Wari system. Okay, so this is the shortest way for you to understand what does it mean by this. Okay, next we have number 2. It says Mahal Wari system. Okay, this system was started in, if you go to page 72, it says this system was started in 1822. Okay, I hope you can see the board. It says that, what does it say? The British introduced a new land settlement on a temporary basis. Okay, so far as revenue collection was concerned, it was introduced in Gangetic Valley, Northwest, all those things. Okay, I hope you can read. Let's go to the next line. It says, under this system, mahals or group of villagers were created as community block. The land revenue was reviewed on the basis of the production capacity of the mahal. This system also could not provide any relief to the poor peasants. So what happened under this system? Okay, first let us understand what we mean by mahal. Mahal is nothing but a plot of land. Okay, so this plot of land, it is a big piece of land. Okay, so what did the British government said? They said, okay, we'll divide this land. Okay, here one village will take care. Okay, and then I'll just write V1 for village 1. Another part, another village, a group of village will take care. Okay, so this was divided into many parts. Okay, so that whatever the product that is gained from here, they'll give it to the government. But then what happens? It says here, when the land revenue was reviewed on the basis of production capacity of a mahal, the system could not provide any relief. So, for example, if this piece of land produced very less, so what happened? For example, they could produce only 20 bags of rice. Okay? So, what happened? According to this number, they have to give to the government. Okay, they have to give taxes to the government. But then, what happened is, again, this part they produce only, say, 5 bags. Or maybe this one only 10, here only 10. So what happened? Overall, the production was not good. Okay, but then the government said, you have to give the tax, you have to give the money. So what happened? These farmers working here, they were not satisfied. Why? Because they could not meet up to the mark. Okay, maybe the government told them, from here, you should produce 50 bags, okay? From here, 30 bags. But then, since they could not meet the demand, what happened? They could not pay the taxes to the government. So that is all about Mahalwari system, okay? The next we have the permanent settlement, okay? Remember this permanent settlement, it will be important for you as you go in the higher classes, okay? So what does it say in permanent settlement? Permanent settlement. Okay, this was started by none other than Lord Cornwallis. Okay, it was started in which year? 1793. Okay, by Lord Cornwallis. Okay, please remember all the year. Okay, and who started all these systems. Okay, so what happened in this permanent settlement? It is said that, okay, since even this Lord Cornwallis, he also owns a land. Okay, he's also been a farmer himself, okay, a landlord. So what happened? He said that, in the first point it says, it gave property rights to the zamindar who became permanent owners of the land. Okay, so if this land is owned by one zamindar, okay? Zamindar means a guy who will take care of this land. Okay? Then, if he's taking care of this land, he owns this land. He becomes the owner. Okay? I hope you can see from the blackboard. Okay? So he becomes the owner. So what happened? Whoever he tells the people to work in this land, okay, he will get the profit. Okay? So when he gets the profit, he's supposed to pay to the government. Okay, to the British company. Okay, and next point it says, they had the right to eject the cultivators for non-payment of the dues. So what happened here, we see that if in this part, okay, they could not produce, for example, they have a problem, maybe there's less rain, okay, maybe the crops are not good, maybe they are not healthy, okay, so what happened? If the farmers working here, they could not produce exactly what this guy wanted, okay, so this zamindar, he can throw them out. Okay, he can throw them out and he can keep another person in that place. Okay, as long as he get his profit. Okay, so what happened in permanent settlement? Okay, I'll just draw you a diagram for you to understand. Okay, first will be the government. Okay, so below them will be, okay, it's too low. Okay. First will be the government. Then below them will be the zamindar. And below them will be the peasants or the farmers. Okay? So what happened here? So this group of people, okay, they have to give whatever this guy demands, okay, the zamindar. So if the zamindar says you have to give maybe this year, okay, 50 bags of rice, they have to give it to him, whatever the profit is. Okay, they have to sell in the market, all those things, and the money will be brought to him. And this guy, he will pay taxes to the government. Okay, so what happened? If the government says you have to give us maybe say 1,000 this month, okay, but if the peasants could not give, what happened? He will have to take the trouble. Okay, so when he takes the trouble, he can throw these people out. Okay, he can do other things. Okay, he can even exploit them. Okay, make them work without any pay so that he gets the profit and he will give the taxes to the government. Okay, so that was what is going on. And if they cannot produce, okay, this guy, he owns the land. Okay, he'll be the owner of the land. Okay, next point it says they were required to pay a fixed amount of land revenue to the government. Okay, so this guy, they were required to pay a fixed amount to the government. Okay, it may be in a year, maybe 2,000, 3,000, just an example. Okay, so there was a fixed amount that he had to pay continuously. So in order to pay that, okay, he gives pressure to those farmers, to those gardeners who are working. Okay, and he doesn't care about their health. He doesn't care about how are they working. He doesn't even care about the land. Okay, so that was the condition during that time when the British came to India to get everything. Okay, remember the main aim of British was to get all the resources. Okay, in any process. Okay, if it is by forcing others, they'll do that. Okay, if it is by pressuring others that you have to, they'll do that. Okay, they'll do whatever cost they can to get those things. Okay, next point it says. Point number 4, okay. Thus, the company was not only assured of a fixed revenue, but was also saved of the trouble of making fresh assessments every year. Okay. So what happened? The government, okay, they know that every year they'll be getting 10,000, or maybe every year they'll be getting 5,000. So they are sure of it. They don't care what happens to the zamindar. They don't care what happens to the peasants. Okay. Next, last point, it says, by this settlement, Lord Cornwallis created a big class of landlords who became the most loyal supporters of the British rule in India. Okay, so the zamindar in return, they become the landlords. Okay, landlords are nothing but landowner. Okay, so they become the owner of the land that they are working. These people are working, they become the owner. Okay, hope you can see the board. They become the owner. Okay, and then after that, they have their own class. Okay, remember that time there were 3 classes. Okay, the British, okay, the middle class, and the low class. Okay, so what happened? This belongs to the lower class. Okay, and these are in the higher class, and these are those elite classes. Okay, those who are having government jobs and all those things. Okay, so that was what is going on in India during that time. Okay, next we'll go to effects of the revenue collection system. Okay, what happened when all these things were done? Okay, number 1, it says all the system of collecting land revenue were oppressive and not at all friendly to the cultivators. Okay, like we have said. Okay, the way they collected the money from those peasants. Okay, it was not friendly. Maybe they threatened them. Maybe they told them, if you do not give by tomorrow, okay, we are going to do something to you. You're going to throw you out of the village. All those things. Okay. Next, it says permanent settlement created a class of landlords who ruined the peasantry. Okay, like we've also mentioned, it created a class of landlords. Okay, these people who own the land, what did they do? They created a class, and they never wanted to care about those other people lower than them. Okay, next, the zamindar took no interest in the development of land. Instead, they merely became absentee landlords living in Calcutta or other faraway towns, thriving on the income extracted from the poor farmers. Okay, it's very clear. So what happened? These people, they did not care what is going on here. Okay, they do not care what is happening here in the land. If there's no water, or do they get good seeds? Okay, or do they even if the peasants, if the farmers are healthy or not, they do not care. All they care about is that they should get their money. Okay, so since they are getting the money every time, okay, what happened? These people, they started to live in bigger cities. Okay, remember at that time Calcutta was a big city. Okay, it was where all the ships would come. Okay, where people would transport things, goods, all those things. So what happened? They all lived in that city and they waited for the money to come. Okay, whereas they do not care what is going on in their land. And number 4, it says the land revenue to be paid by the peasants was not fixed. Okay, so what happened? Whatever these people has to pay the zamindar, it was not fixed. Okay, maybe this month they'll ask for 500, maybe next month they'll ask 400. It depends on the zamindar, whatever they want. Okay, next, it depended on the whims of the landlord, who had the right to eject the peasants from the land. It introduced an element of insecurity among the poor peasants. Okay, so whoever worked as a farmer, okay, or as a cultivator, what happened? It created insecurity. They never know at the end of the month what will happen to them. Okay, and number 5, last point, it says to avoid ejection from land, the peasants had to borrow money from the moneylenders or the mahajans. Thus, in order to save themselves from the oppression, zamindars, they subjected themselves to the clutches of the moneylender. Okay, so these people, they say, okay, we never know next month what will happen to us. Okay, how much will the zamindar ask us? So they go and contact to those moneylenders. Okay, they go and contact what do we call here as mahajans. Mahajans are nothing but rich people. Okay, they are the rich people who have money. Maybe they are doing business. Okay, maybe they have shops, all those things. So they go and borrow money from them. Okay, they tell them, I'll pay you after 2 months or something like that. Okay, and that money they give it to the zamindars. So what happened? This group of people, okay, the peasants, they were under much pressure from the mahajans, okay, since they took money from them, and pressure from the zamindar. Why? Because they can ask money anytime, any amount they wanted. Okay, let's go to the next point. It says decline of handicrafts, industry, and trade. Okay, remember during that time, India was rich with silk, cotton, and many things. Okay, we had a lot of resources. So that was what attracted not only the British, but even the French, okay, the Portuguese, all those people, all those nations. Okay, so what happened? I'll just give you a summary of what is happening here. Okay, after the Industrial Revolution, okay, the British, they started to explore the places. So when they came to India, they saw that there was a lot of raw materials. When I say raw materials, it means unfinished product. Okay, for example, this blackboard, okay, it is made out of raw materials. It's made out of wood, okay, aluminum, all those things. So what happened? To get all these things, you have to go to the factory or you have to go to the main place. Okay, so the British, when they came to India, they saw that there were so many raw materials available, especially cotton and Indian silk. Okay, remember, silk is made out of the butterfly, all those things. Okay, that is a different topic. But then there was the best all over the world during that time. Okay, so what happened? They said, we need to get those raw materials, no matter what. Okay, the Indian people, okay, those local businessmen, okay, who are making those cotton with their own hands, okay, who are weaving silk with their own hands. What happened to them? They wanted to stop them from getting profit. Why? Because they saw that their product is good. The raw materials are very rich. Okay, so what did they do? They stopped those people and they started to get all the raw materials from India. And then what happened? If you go to the 6th line, it says, heavy duties up to 70 to 80% were imposed on Indian silk and cotton textiles in Britain. Whereas the British machine-made goods were imported into India at a nominal duty. Okay, so here corruption was going on. Okay, in a very simple way. What happened? Whatever the goods they were taking to Britain, okay, they were levied with taxes. Okay, for example, if you're going to buy a piece of cloth for 100, okay, with tax you'll have to pay around 500, 600, all those things. Okay, but when they brought those machines to India, okay, what did they do? They made it in a very cheap way. So what happened? People could afford, rich people could afford, even poor people could afford. So what happened? The product, the quality became so low. Okay, why? Because it was made out of machine. Okay, and remember, those days, okay, the machine, they were just newly discovered. So it was not good, it was not okay. Okay, so what happened? They started to give out a low quality of those products. Okay, moreover, the machine-made goods were cheaper than handmade goods. Okay, so for example, if a goods, okay, if this bag could be made with, say, if it takes 1 week, okay, what happens with machine? This bag will take just 1 day. Or, okay, with this help of this, it can make maybe, in a day, it can make maybe 10 bags. Okay, so what do we see here? With the help of machine, okay, in a day, it can make 10 bags. Whereas, without the machine, okay, 1 week, only 1 bag is made. Okay, but then, this product is much better than this product here. Why? Because it was made with hand, it was taken with care. Okay, they gave great interest in what they were making. Okay, but then when the machine made, it did not care. Okay, so what happened? It became very cheap. Okay, as we go down, okay, you can also see here it says, earlier, the princes of native states, the nobles, and even the middle class patronized their handicrafts. Okay, so when I say handicrafts, it can be, there's so many things. Okay, it can be made out of bamboo, made out of wood, okay, made out of cane. Okay, if you know what is a cane, okay, it's a strong one. Okay, you can make chairs out of it, all those things. Okay, during that time, the princes, the king, they love that one. Okay, they take pride in what they have. But then after the machines were made, what happened? All those things, they were cheap. Okay, so they did not have any interest in those products anymore. Okay, then as a result, the traditional Indian centers of cotton weaving and manufacturing like Decca, Surat, Murshidabad, all these places, okay, they started to become less popular. Why? Because the British, when they introduced a machine, okay, they made everything there. Okay, for example, if you want a car, or maybe if you order something, okay, they can say tomorrow we'll give it to you. Whereas if you go to the local people, okay, the people near you who are making with their own hands, okay, they may say it will take 1 month, or maybe they'll say it will take 1 week. Why? Because it was made with such care. Whereas with machine, it doesn't care. Okay, it just makes. So what happened? All these places were actually where cotton weaving was done. Okay, where you get the good cotton material. Okay, so what happened? All these places, the British started to occupy. When they started to occupy, what happened? They started to introduce machine. When they started to introduce machine, okay, the machine started to produce so many things that those people, they could not get much profit anymore. Okay, and next, if you go to the second paragraph, it says, the British policies aim at making the Indian economy serve the needs and interests of the British capitalism. Okay, so their main policy, okay, their main rule, their main aim was to come and take away all the products of India, okay, especially the Indian economy, the business, okay, to take over it and then to take it back to Britain, okay, to England. Okay, thus India was reduced to an agricultural colony of the British. Okay, so whatever goods, products that they have, it was made as a colony. Means it was made to only produce and take it back to Britain. Okay, next we have drain of wealth. Okay, so I think we are running out of time. Okay, I'll just give you a short summary. Okay, what happens in the drain of wealth? Number A, salaries payable to the office and the company. Okay, so whatever the income that was made out of these products, okay, those money were used to pay to the officers of the British Army and those companies. Okay, and number B, it says, okay, number B also same thing. Number C, profits of the British trading agencies. Okay, so it gave only profit to the British company, nothing else. No Indian company was given any profit. Okay, and number D, it says dispatch of savings to England by the British personnel posted in India. Okay, I've made this clear in the video. Okay, whatever that was transported to British, okay, what happened? They were only done by the British people. So the Indian people, they do not know what is being sent to British, to England. Okay, and next, number E, bribes and gifts realized by company officials. Okay, so the bribes, okay, so in order to get their company functioning smoothly, what happened? They give some money to those Indian people, or maybe to those officers who are working in that company, okay, so that they could transport, they could take whatever they want, okay. And next we have introduction of modern education. As much as they took away all the things of India, okay, all the raw materials, all the products, finished products, but there was one advantage, okay, they introduced modern education. The fact that we could speak in English, the fact that we could have English medium everywhere we go, okay, in all the states of India, was actually introduced by the British. Okay, I'll just give you a summary. Okay, Charter Act of 1813. Okay, remember this one? If you're going to study history, Charter Act will be very important. Okay. Okay, so this was introduced by Lord William Bentinck. Okay, it was during his rule that he said that education should be made in India, compulsory. Okay, then what happened? That it should be done with English medium. Okay, all the schools should be taught with English language. Okay, and next it says that under this Charter Act, they will spend at least 1 lakh. Okay, I'll just write 1 lakh here. Okay, to be for the education for the whole year. Okay, so this 1 lakh will be given by the company. So there was an advantage, okay, for when the British came to India. Okay, next, we also have Wood Dispatch. Okay, so what does this Wood Dispatch says? It says that they introduced a new direction to the British educational policy. Okay, so they said that in every district, okay, remember in Tripura we have so many districts, same thing like that, in all those districts, one English school should be opened. Okay, it should be run by the company. Okay, and also at the end it also says that educational departments were established in every province. Okay, so in all those districts, when schools were opened, okay, so they spread it furthermore. Okay, so what happened with the benefit of these districts? Okay, new schools were being opened. Okay, and next it says, and in 1857, okay, universities were set up in the presidency towns of Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay. Okay, so in all those big cities during that time, okay, even colleges and universities were set up. So the British were kind of like the first one to introduce all this higher education. Okay, I'll stop here. Okay, I know it's a lengthy one, and I might have speak very fast. Okay, but if you have any questions or if you don't understand anything, you can ask now. Okay, students, if you have some part which you don't understand, you can ask. Okay, now you can type in the comment section, only what you don't understand, which part you do not get it, you don't understand. Okay, I'm here to explain it to you. Okay, Charter Act. Okay, so Charter Act. Okay, okay, for you to understand, Charter Act is nothing but it's kind of like a rule. Okay, a new rule set up by the British company. When you say an act, it is nothing but an article. Okay, remember you'll be doing this in civics. Okay, Article 1, Article 2, 12, 13, so many things are there. Okay, so same thing like that. Charter Act, okay, is kind of a rule, okay? So it's a set of rules, okay? So inside that rule, all those things are written. Charter Act is especially meant for education in India, okay? So remember, till now, okay, we are following the Charter Act rules, okay? That from which class to which class would be for the medium section or for the noon section, upper section, primary section, all those things, okay? So we're still following that kind of system, and it was this system that was being introduced where education was being introduced in India, okay? So I hope you understand what is Charter Act. Okay, I've given explanation in the video also, okay? We'll send that video link in the group itself, in your WhatsApp group, so that you can watch it again, okay? The drain of wealth, okay? We have Mahalwari system, we have drain of wealth. Okay, I'll make a separate video and I'll send it in a WhatsApp group. Okay, I think I'll keep all your comments. I'll be writing them down. Okay, I'll make a different video and I'll send it in your WhatsApp group. Okay, do not worry. I'll be doing Mahalwari system again, Charter Act also I'll explain again, and even drain of wealth. Okay, yes, 2 of them have asked about drain of wealth. So I'll do that in a separate video and I'll send it in your WhatsApp group. You can watch it in a detailed way. Okay. Okay, someone said drain of wealth again. Okay. So for now I'll stop here. Okay. So other chapters, other teachers will come and do. Okay. So if you have further information, if you need more information, you can type in that WhatsApp group. Okay, so for now, we'll wind up with History and Civics, Chapter 5. Okay, thank you.